And we are live for Game 4 of the NBA Finals. Live for Game 4 of the NBA Finals. The San Antonio Spurs visiting the New York Knickerbockers at Madison Square Garden. I am the Road Spur, and will be calling this game in the way I've been calling every game, and all of the games of the Western Conference Finals. As the Road Spur, I was in New York in 1999. I was there when the Spurs beat the Knicks. Someone, in fact, because I am the Road Spur and I was representing the Spurs, the night we won in New York, threw a brick through our front window. That happened. But I was a pretty loud and proud Spurs fan, and New Yorkers don't like that stuff. Keep it in your place, they think. Well, they show up in our place, I'll tell you that. Say and do whatever they want, so that's kind of interesting. So this is Game 4. This will be the first half stream. I am the Road Spur, and this is a radio play-by-play. And if you want to check it out on the chan, there's also all the previous games that I called. And I'm not doing this for anybody except myself, but you're welcome to join me. I think that my call is probably behind the actual live cast by something like 35 seconds, something like that. Today I was thinking about the Texas accent in No Country for Old Men. Don't think car burn like that. You wouldn't think a car would burn like that. Don't think car burn like that. Isn't that how Tommy Lee Jones does it? A little lower, probably. Yeah. I am the Road Spur. This is going to be a radio play-by-play of the game, and you're welcome to hang around, chat if you want. I can't really be watching the chat because I'll be calling the game, but you're welcome to do so. I'm going to pull up the box score so we can have statistics. It takes forever for these guys to get started, and they sell all the ads and do all their business. There's enough time for me to get a game of Dig Dug in. Not really much else to do, and I'm all set up. I don't want to talk about it. You guys know what's going to be happening here tonight. What's the point of me telling you? What more can I say to you than everybody has already said? Nothing. I can tell you that I think that these two teams are pretty evenly matched when they play in New York, and that The Spurs have started to figure out how to play the way they're supposed to play. Being the young Spurs that they are, there is a game plan for the Spurs, and it is tried and true. It is the Spurs philosophy. Pound the rock, play team defense. That's how that works. And if our guys do that, if they follow the program, yeah, that was crazy. If they follow the program, they can win like I'm winning Dig Dug right now. Come on, buddy. Just killing time till the ball game tips. Game one, you'll remember, the tip was the unusual one where it was won by the opponent. Vic did not win. Vic always wins the tip. He's 7'5". But in this instance, he didn't. Because Karl Anthony Towns predicated the toss. That was very smart. I was impressed with Karl Anthony Towns on that day, I have to say. The background music will change. I'm trying to get stuff that is not copyright protected because I don't want to get a copyright strike. That happened to me once already. It was the Western Conference Finals, and the YouTube people gave me a copyright strike, even though it's a nonprofit channel and it's for educational purposes only. So now there's no audio of the game here, just me talking of the game, which when it tips off, I shall begin. Let's see what 62 of just dead stuff that I'll clip off of this when the time comes. But yes, I'll be calling the game here shortly. The Knicks PA announcer is announcing the starting lineups for the visiting San Antonio Spurs tonight. Let's see. Oh my God, tell me we're already done with the anthem, please. Well, we're not. They're still putting the colors up, friends. So it's going to be a few minutes till we get to the tip. Avery Wilson, Grammy-nominated recording artist, is going to sing first. But when he's done, I'll call the tip. The starting lineups for the visiting San Antonio Spurs. It'll be De'Aaron Fox, Julian Champagny, Devin Vassell, Stefan Castle, and Victor Wembanyama, with Fox being the vet among this group at the age of 28. Vassell behind him, then Champagny, and the youngsters, Castle and Wembanyama, who have made such a difference in this season for the San Antonio Spurs. For the Knicks, who are at home and therefore showing a hype video for their fans. But I'm guessing it's going to be Brunson, Towns, Hart, Bridges, and Anunoby. If I'm the Knicks, that's the starting five I want out there. Let's see if there are any changes due to injuries or, there has been some stellar play by other players. In fact, Jalen Brunson is not doing the majority of the scoring for them. The Spurs have keyed on him. And he has taken some shots that were ill-advised. Yeah, the guys getting the job done are Karl Anthony Towns, Mikal Bridges, and then a bunch of guys off the bench, particularly the young guards, Landry Shamet, Jose Alvarado, Miles McBride. Tonight, the starting five will be Karl Anthony Towns, OG Anunoby, Josh Hart, Mikal Bridges, and Jalen Brunson, as we expected. It'll be Karl Anthony Towns to jump against Victor Wembanyama. Well, all the talk is finished. All the off time and chilling in Central Park and maybe hitting a museum. Probably Barnes or Fox would have done something like that, I bet. Luke maybe went to church. Yeah, Luke went to St. Patrick's. If you haven't been to St. Patrick's Cathedral in New York, particularly at Christmas, it's a pretty beautiful place. He went for Mass, did Luke Cornett, our backup center. Knicks dancers out there striking poses as we get ready to tip it off in Game 4 of the NBA Finals. See if I can get a box score going. They won't put up a blank one until the game tips. And I don't want to use ESPN's because it's got all that other BS on it. Well, while they're getting ready to go out there, one of the reasons I'm doing this is because I cannot stand to listen to or watch any of the coverage by the media, particularly ABC, ESPN, Disney, which are owning all of this. And I don't want to be subject to their interpretations or their narrative, even though visually I am. And I've watched these finals for 52 years. So I feel comfortable and experienced. So I don't need Charles Barkley or someone else to tell me what to think or how to think about what's happening in front of my eyes. Hence, I'm calling the games myself. All right, the guys are out there. Everybody's touched the ball that needs to touch it. Champagny hands it back to the ref. Ref puts his hands Up, hand up, brother. And he's going to blow that whistle shortly. And we'll be underway. It's Zabra who will be tossing it up. He does, and Vic wins the tip. Fox to Castle. Castle at the logo. He's covered by Hart. Hart gets it back to Fox. Fox has Bridges on him. He swings the ball below. Bridges was right up on him, swinging his hands around. Towns is covering Vic. Vic sets a pick for Fox. Fox goes all the way around past Carl Anthony Towns. Puts up a wild circusy shot, but he is fouled by Carl Anthony Towns. Fox showing off the speed early. And draws a quick one. See, that's why he put up the shot, because he felt the chest contact. And he was able to go up strong. Fox will make the first free throw, and the Spurs lead quickly in this one. Not that that means anything. The Spurs can be up by 10, 12, 18, 20, and they can blow a lead like that because they're young. Fox lines up the second one. He front rims it, but it rattles in. Spurs have also struggled at the free throw line. They left 8 points out there in game 2, and lost by 1. Here's Jalen Brunson. He's covered by Champagny, but he's looking for Towns. Towns covered by, Fox tried a hard overplay. Towns is open. They try to strip him, but they can't. He gets it to Hart down low, then back to Towns. He pump fakes against Castle, goes into the lane against Vassell, and makes a little jump push. Vic couldn't slide over in time. Here comes Castle across the timeline with Hart on him. He gets a pick from Vic and then rolls it over to Vassell, who shoots a 3 and splashes it. Pretty shot from Devin Vassell. That'll make it 5-2 Spurs. Here comes Brunson. He's got Champagny on him, who's poking at the ball. He's at the logo. Picks up his dribble, passes it to Towns, who's covered by Vic. Goes all the way down the hole against Vic and tries to score. Vic blocks it from behind. He lets him go by and blocks it from behind, but he's called for the foul. So it'll be a quick one on Vic, just as it has been a quick one on Carl Anthony Towns at the other end. Towns hasn't beat the whole way. Vic is grabbing him around the waist. They're playing very physically, and when he goes up for the layup coming from behind, Vic does block that cleanly. That was a clean block with his arm. That's what's crazy about Vic's height at 7'5". He can reach over the top of the 7-foot Carl Anthony Towns like this, over his eyes, and block that without touching him. But the problem was the lower hand. The lower hand was hugging his body while he was doing that. Towns goes to the line. And we have our first break in the action of zillions of breaks in the action for the corporations to sell their garbage to everybody. 10:55 to play. Spurs up on the strength of Devin Vassell's three-pointer, which was wet. Spurs have a plan. If they stick to the plan, they tend to win more often than not. The Knicks have energy, power, a vibe, and serious momentum, especially at Madison Square Garden, their home. They also have really skilled veterans on that team. In some ways, this finals is the coming out for Carl Anthony Towns, who has been exceptional, if I'm honest. His defense against Victor, extremely impressive. Multiple times coming down the lane, he has forced a turnover, blocked Vic, or knocked the ball out of bounds without fouling. One of the better defenders against Victor Wembanyama this season, Carl Anthony Towns, no doubt about it. And when we're talking about one-on-one defenders of Vic, there aren't that many. So it's high praise indeed. Guard play is becoming what this series is all about, though, and in a lot of ways, that's the New York style. And fast-paced, up-tempo, running the floor, guard slashing. This is kind of what we've seen, and it makes it hard to call the game sometimes because the action moves so fast. And I like transition buckets as much as the next guy, but there's ways to control the tempo of the game, like you rev your motorcycle. And I think that that's what both teams are trying to do. Seize control of the tempo of the game and be in charge of the runs that are made. The Knicks were extremely effective at that in San Antonio. I am the Road Spur, and this is Game 4 of the NBA Finals between the San Antonio Spurs and the New York Knicks. It's on live at Madison Square Garden, the event is. I'm watching it on television, probably about 30 seconds behind live action. Projecting it on the wall over there and calling the game myself. So there's no audio here. I can't tell what's happening a lot of the time. They're showing the matchup with Vic and Karl Anthony Towns and where that foul is. Vic is saying that he held his hand, but once he's past him, Vic's hand down there, down low, is going to be called. He's got it wrapped around his body. But a beautiful block again. Had it been a clean block, the beauty of that is really in the flexibility, quickness, and yogic ability, I would say, of Victor Wembanyama, who is pumped. He thinks that's a clean block, baby. The Spurs challenged. Wow, they challenged and won the challenge. So the block is going to be scored. Fantastic. Spurs ball. Here comes Castle. He's covered closely by Hart. He bumps him, goes around the right-hand side. Now he's double teamed. Flips it to Vic, who's going to pump fake a three. He's got Mitchell Robinson on him. He's in the lane. He turns, he spins, he shoots. It rolls in for him. It's going to be 7-2. Wow, that's crazy. I had no idea they challenged because, again, I can't have the audio. Here comes Brunson coming the other way. He's in the lane. He gets it down to Mitchell Robinson, who is open, but can't make the layup. Vic will get the rebound. He gets it over to Champagny, who's at the timeline, to Castle, who will shoot a three. Again, I hate that kind of stuff. That's transition basketball. Damn you, Steph Curry. 20 on the shot clock, and Steph Castle pulled up a three. Here comes Anunoby going the other way. He'll step back and shoot an 18-footer and miss. Rebounded. Fox goes the other way. He's in the lane and put up a little push jumper. Misses way off to the left. Hart gets the rebound. He's coming back. Here comes Anunoby against Vassell. He dribbles. He's in the paint. He bounce passes it to Jalen Brunson, and they will reset with 14 on the shot clock. He's got Champagny on him. Brunson now drives, steps back. Champagny slips and falls at that step back, but he misses the shot. Vic manages to tap the ball off of Mitchell Robinson. So it'll be Spurs ball. Remains 7-2. Karl Anthony Towns to the bench quickly. Okay, here is Castle. Castle throwing it over across to Champagny. Champagny goes driving down the lane, kicks it to Vic, who rotates it to Vassell, wide open for the three. Totally wet. Very, very nice. Two clean threes from Devin Vassell. Here come the Knicks. It's Josh Hart bringing across the timeline, covered by Stefan Castle. He's at the logo. Oh, stolen! His bounce pass is so poor. He bounces it right to Champagny. Champagny goes back with it and dunks it. No, I should have counted that as a triple. I forgot. But there's disarray for the Knicks, and they will call a timeout. This was supposed to be a bounce pass. Brunson started to cut, so he was away, and the bounce pass just went straight into Champagny's hands. Jew went rushing the other way and dunked it. Got himself a little air. And we come to our first break. Vic's block on Karl Anthony Towns there was a thing of beauty. And that entire crowd, and including Karl Anthony Towns, I can only read lips, but he went, wow, when he saw the replay. Yes, that's what Victor is capable of. I call him Victor le Ressort, the spring, like a spring, because that's what he does. If you get by him, he's still springing up to make that block without touching you with his body. He's 7'5". That reach can go right over you without touching you. And he's very flexible. He has yogic control of his body. That's what I would say and have said and do say. And he exhibited it there as he gets his first block of the game. Although it's not scored as a block here, why not? Did they call that as a foul on Towns? Holy smokes, they called that as a foul on Towns for grabbing Vic's hand. Huh. Well, that is a very interesting call then, because what I was looking at looked like Vic had his arm around him, and he was complaining about when he did that Karl Anthony Towns had done that, and he had in fact done that, and that's what the challenge was about. It wasn't about Vic fouling him on the bottom. They wanted a counter foul. Several great things about that I want to say. Number one, that's the first time they've used the challenge in the first period that I can ever remember. It has been a major failing of the staff. They're leaving timeouts out there. They're leaving points out there. They are leaving momentum swings out there. That was a huge momentum swing. All the hype of New York. The whole place pumped like crazy. They think he's going the other way with it. And he's blocked. And they all think it's a foul. And the call isn't made. And he goes up on the challenge at the super slow-mo, and you see how remarkable the skill set is for Victor to achieve that clean block. And it takes all the momentum out of that building. Everybody's kind of like, whoa. I like that. Victor can win this game single-handedly, they say, but that's not what it really means. It just means he's the guy. If we're winning with him being him. And when he's not feeling it, we're not feeling it. The 22-year-old, 22 and 5 months Frenchman leading a team of young men. Castle, just 24. Dylan Harper, 20 years old. Actually, Castle's just 21, I think. So this team will be together for a long time. If they pay them and they can keep them together, they'll be together for some time, these young men. Gaining valuable experience here in the finals and playoffs. Look at how long these timeouts are, huh? Yeah, it's wild that Towns is on the bench with 2 fouls. Here come the Knicks. It's Hart to Brunson. Brunson in the backcourt, bringing it up against Castle. He'll put it up to Bridges. Bridges dribbles, gets a pick from Towns. Gets it back to Brunson way out on the right-hand side. Brunson dribbles. He's looking at Vic. Goes in the lane and flips it up with his left hand, but he's going to miss. Rebounded by Mitchell Robinson, who puts up a layup and misses the layup. And then Mitchell Robinson fumbles the ball out of bounds. But it looks like it's going to be off the Spurs. It'll be Knicks ball with 11 on the shot clock. Let's see. It's Brunson to inbound. He gets it to OG Anunoby, who will shoot a 3 and drain it. Nice jumper for OG Anunoby, who did not fall down. He started to look like he was going to, but then he didn't. Good for him. Castle now to Vic. Vic eyes a 3, but then dribbles instead. He's got Mitchell Robinson on him. Goes between the legs, drives hard at him, stops, goes into the lane, and flips it up and in with his right hand. What a pretty little move from Victor in the lane there. 14-5. Knicks come quick the other way. Hart swings it all the way out to OG. Vic is on OG now. OG goes into the lane, driving on Vic. He fumbles the ball, but it's swatted away, and that's going to be a foul on, I think, Devin Vassell. Victor dribbling between the legs. Mitchell Robinson can't do anything about that. He gets him up in the air and then just goes one into the lane in one stride. He's at the hoop, basically, and he finger rolls a ball that just sort of went down like this. It kept ringing the hoop like that. But that just was a testimony to his pretty little spin on that inside move, Victor Wembanyama against Mitchell Robinson, with Karl Anthony Towns on the bench. However, Anunoby fouled in the lane. They're giving him shots. Didn't look like a shot to me. But okay, he was fouled in the lane going like this with his hand, so he'll make the first one. That's 14-6. OG Anunoby lines up the second free throw. And he'll make that clean. That was a very pretty shot. Vassell inbounds to Castle, who dribbles now up across the timeline with Hart on him. He gets a pick from Vic? No, he doesn't. He passes it to Vic, who will line up a three? No. He gets Mitchell to come out on him, though, by doing that. Now, Mitchell Robinson is pushing him, shoving him. He gets it back to Castle. Castle goes driving down the lane, stops from about 12 feet, takes a jumper. He was covered, well covered, and missed the fadeaway. Here comes Hart the other way. Hart goes all the way the other way and scores and is fouled by Champagny under the basket. So that's a 4-point turnaround. That could be a 5-point turnaround on the poor shot from Castle, who had Hart in his face, OG Anunoby like this. And there was, I think, 9 on the shot. So 2 misses by Stefan Castle early in this game on shots that are also early in the in the shot clock and contested are worrisome. Josh Hart goes to the line to try to complete the 3-point play and does. Here come the Spurs. Castle will have it. He'll dribble up with Hart on him across the timeline, looking for someone. Gets a pick from Champagny, drives into the middle of the lane, puts up the alley-oop for Vic, but the timing is off. And in any case, Vic is fouled on the floor and so can't get to the ball. He was tossing up the alley-oop, the Area 51 alley-oop. And Victor was not allowed to go up to get it because Josh Hart bumped him hard. So fouls are starting to accrue. That'll be Spurs ball. The inbound. Champagny gets it to Castle. Castle dribbles. He's double teamed. He gets to Champagny. Champagny spins, gets it back to Castle. Castle looks at a 3. Now he's dribbling against Hart. He goes into the lane, takes a tough contested jump shot from the free throw line and makes it 16-10. Wow, he just made that happen. Okay, Castle on Brunson. Brunson coming back. He's got Vic and Castle on him. Gets it over to Bridges, who's covered by Dylan Harper, who's out there now. Harper lets him get by him. Castle's on him now. Harper's got Brunson. Mikal Bridges can't find anybody to pass to, so he turns and takes a bad shot off the back of the iron. Here comes Castle, who gets the rebound going the other way. Vic is behind him, and he'll trail, dribble outside the 3-point line, gets it to Harper. Harper jabs, dribbles, goes between the legs, gets a pick from Vic, goes around the right-hand side, passes it out to Castle. Castle swings it around to Champagny, around to Vassell. Vassell swings it back to Castle, who will shoot a 3 and hit it. What a pretty sequence. Beautiful ball movement. And the open shooter gets the shot. 19-10 Spurs. Here come the Knicks. It's Hart covered by Champagny. He bounces it to Mitchell Robinson. Robinson looking for somebody to ditch it to. Has Vic on him. Dish it to, rather. Vic is pressing him. He gets it to Hart, covered by Vassell. Vassell stays with him, gets it to Brunson. Brunson has Champagny on him, but he goes fast into the lane. Gets it out to OG Anunoby, who will shoot a 3 and front rim it and miss. Rebounded by Champagny. Here come the Spurs the other way. Harper gets it to Vassell. Vassell has another open look at a 3. He's going to hit that. The Knicks are not covering Devin Vassell on the 3-point line. I don't know what's going on there, but that's happened 3 straight times, wide open. So he's like, okay, no problem. Brunson has it. Castle on him. He shoots up a crazy shot from the free throw line, and a foul is called. I mean, it had all the looks of a make good, but that's the thing about Brunson. He makes you do this. He makes you do things you don't want to do. And what they didn't want to do there was foul him. He had no shot. He's going to make the first one. I know this because I can see the box. Here comes substitutions. It'll be Landry Shamet coming in and Ariel Hukpati. You ready for this? He's going to get his first minutes in the NBA Finals. Ariel Hukpati. All right. He is 7 foot, 246 pounds, born in Frankfurt, Germany. Okay. 22-11 Spurs, 6:05 to play. Mitchell Robinson goes to the bench, and here comes Ariel Hukarti. That's Hukarti, who will plan to cover Vic now. Brunson will make the second free throw. And here come the Spurs. The Knicks have Bridges, Brunson, Hukarti, Shamet. They'll get it to Dylan Harper. Dylan Harper with Hart on him. Vic is pushing against Hukarty. They'll flip it to Vic way out. Hukarty's out there on him, but he can't get close enough to him. Vic lines up a 3 and drains it right in Hukarty's face. Welcome to covering Victor Wembanyama, Mr. German fellow. Meine Freunde. Here comes Mikal Bridges, covered by KJ, who's out there now. Keldon Johnson right on his hip, way out by the logo. He's trying to prevent him from driving. He cannot drive. He gets a pick from Hukarty. Now he tries to go in the lane. He steps back and shoots from the top of the key, and he'll swish that. Pretty shot from Mikal Bridges to make it 25-14. Dylan Harper coming the other way, gets it to Vic, who's playing point guard now, dribbling up top, covered by Brunson. He'll shoot another 3, but he's going to be long and to the right on this one. And again, I don't like those shots with so much time on the shot clock. Those are ill-advised shots. Move that ball around the way you were doing it. Okay, KJ on Brunson now. KJ on Brunson. Brunson dribbles between his legs. He tries to get him to go up. He can't. Vic blocks his shot. Victor gets a block on Jalen Brunson. Now here come the Spurs the other way. KJ goes the entire distance and up and over Josh Hart and scores. It'll be 27 for the Spurs. And now here comes Jalen Brunson driving down the lane. He'll kick it over to a wide open Mikal Bridges. They left him with nobody on him in the corner, and he's going to hit that to make it a 10-point game. 4:36 to play. The game has picked up tempo. Fox is out there. He's got it. He's dribbling. He's got Mikal Bridges on him. Fox way up by the logo, gets it to Vassell, curling around. Vassell finds Dylan Harper way over at the three-point line. Dylan drives on Shamet. Shamet falls, and the foul will be on the floor. It's going to be on either Shamet or Hukarty. The Knicks going to their bench now. This is a good sign for the San Antonio Spurs, who lead by 10 and will now send Vic to the bench. Victor has no fouls. Spurs have a couple players with 1. The Knicks have, that's going to be a foul on Hukarty. I said Hukarty. It's Hukarty. Hukporti. I had his name wrong this whole time. Hukarty. I don't know how you say it. But he's back on the bench. There you go, Hukarty. You got your first minutes. And Vic swished a 3 over your head. Okay. Spurs ball. Dylan Harper will inbound with 4:23 to play. 14 on the shot clock. Harper finds Luke. Luke gets it to Vassell. Vassell dribbles, gets it over to Fox. Fox has Shamet on him, so he'll take a 3. Hey, he gets it to rattle in. Fox gets a 3 to drop. And just like that, the Spurs are up 13. Here come the Knicks. It'll be Jose Alvarado playing point guard now. He's got Dylan Harper on him. Alvarado dribbling. Harper stays right on his hip. He plays through any kind of screen, but the alley-oop pass is made down low to Mitchell Robinson on the curl from the pick. KJ prevents him from receiving that pass. He fouls Mitchell Robinson at the hole. And we're going to call that a good foul because he was going to catch that and dunk or lay it up. And the reality is Mitchell Robinson is the worst shooter the NBA Finals has ever seen from the free throw line. The lowest shooting percentage in the history of the game. Lower than Shaq, who was miserable. And he bricks the first one on cue off the back of the iron. Yeah, this was going to be a dunk if KJ had not done this. So that is a good foul by KJ. You know, things aren't going his way, and a foul is a bad thing in a ball game. But in this instance, even a bad thing because all he's getting is bad luck. His bad luck is good luck because it'll end up being only 1 point if Mitchell Robinson can make this next free throw with 3:59 to play in the first quarter. And he bricks it off the back. So here come the Spurs the other way. Good trip for them, an empty trip. Dylan Harper gets it over to Vassell, back to Harper. Way up top. He gets a pick from Luke Cornett, who's in there now, and then he dribbles, goes down the lane, tries to go up against that was a terrible play by Dylan Harper. He is blocked. Shamet comes back quickly the other way to Jose Alvarado. Jose Alvarado dribbling, goes in the lane, tries to throw up the alley-oop again. It's intercepted this time by Luke Cornett. Brilliant play by Luke Cornett. Jose Alvarado was going to toss the alley-oop pass. Luke leapt up, the 7-footer, Luke Cornett, and tapped it down, and then he and Alvarado got into a Jump ball. So it'll be a jump ball. Jose Alvarado trying to go up. It was a pass. He's trying to claim that it was a shot. And if it was a shot, then that would be goaltending. But it wasn't a shot. He was trying to pass it to Mitchell Robinson, who was there for the alley-oop. So I don't know if they're reviewing, but they're going to jump it. They're not reviewing. 30-17, they're going to have the jump ball. The jump goes to the Spurs because Alvarado tried to do something shady during the jump ball. And now he's going like this. Jose Alvarado will be called for a foul during a jump ball against Luke Cornett. Shady. Here come the Spurs. Fox inbounds it to Dylan Harper, who is at the logo. He's covered by Mikal Bridges there. He gets a pick from Vic, goes around it to the left-hand side, flips it back to Vic, who pump fakes a three, then drives fast down the lane. He can't make the bucket, gets his own board with the left-hand side and puts it in the hole. 32-17 Spurs, and they look in command of this ball game. Here comes Jose Alvarado. Alvarado looking for a pick from Towns, won't get it. Gets it over to Shamet, who's covered by Fox now. Towns and Vic fighting, scrapping, fighting. Towns cannot get free. Jose Alvarado gets a pick from him, though, and now Vic is on Alvarado, and Vassell is on Towns. OG Anunoby will drive all the way down the lane and try to dunk it, but he does not achieve the dunk. It hits the rim and goes caroming off into another direction. And he was fouled, though, and so that'll be Victor playing above the rim. They're showing him doing that. He went up on the right-hand side, missed the layup, then went up above everybody's head and just got the ball and put it back in the hole. This is going to be Anunoby at the line. I know already that he makes the first one. 2:53 to play. The Knicks do not look like they could handle the Spurs when they're running like this on all cylinders. OG Anunoby will line up the second free throw. Fox will get a rest, and Stephon Castle will return. He's had a good rest, has Stephon Castle, as Dylan Harper and Fox were in for him. Now it'll be Harper and Castle, the two young men, to finish out the quarter. 2:53 left. Anunoby makes the second free throw. Spurs by 13. They'll inbound. It'll be Castle bringing it up against Mikal Bridges as Vassell clears out of his way. Castle, Bridges on him. He gets a pick from Vassell. No, plays through it. Vassell loops back around. Castle gets it to Wembanyama. Wembanyama dribbling. He hands it off to Dylan Harper, covered by Jose Alvarado. Dylan has size on him. He gets a pick from Vic. Tries to go around the right-hand side. Drives, stops, shoots, and splashes a jumper. Pretty shot from about 20 feet. Maybe 18 feet, you could say. Here come the Knicks the other way. Jose Alvarado covered by Castle. He looks like a tiny child because both our guards are much bigger than he is. He gets it to Towns, covered by Vic. Towns swings the ball. And Vic is called for a foul. That was very strange. Towns had the ball. Vic was covering him. He swung the ball like this. I guess Vic hit him. But it was Towns who swung the ball. So I guess they're going to call that a reach-in foul. Except he's there alone. Is this a tech? It looks like he got a tech. It could be illegal D tech. That's possible. They haven't put it up on the screen yet, but that could have been an illegal D tech. The Knicks are going to the line much more than the Spurs are. They're 8 for 10 at the line. Spurs have only had, I think, 4 free throw attempts in this game so far. Yeah. Here come the Knicks. Brunson with Castle on him. Boy, that's a great contest right there. He dribbles. He goes, wow, he splits the defense. Passes it all the way to the corner to McBride, who will miss the corner three. Oh, but that was a pretty pass from Jalen Brunson. Here come the Spurs the other way. Dylan Harper with McBride on him. He gets to Castle, back to Harper. Harper with McBride on him. Gets it back to Castle. Castle directing traffic, telling Vassell to get out of the way. He's got Jalen Brunson on him. He's going at Jalen Brunson, but he will be fouled. I think it's going to be by OG Anunoby. I'm not sure. $150 to play. Mitchell Robinson getting ready to check in. If this is on Towns, that would be why. Here, the free throw is good for Devin Vassell. Yeah, I don't know what these calls are because they're getting shots. And there's no Chiron for me to know what's going on. I don't have play-by-play, so sorry about that. But with 1:50 to play, it's 35-20. The Spurs got a shot in the ball there, so somehow that's a flagrant. Karl Anthony Towns has 2 fouls. He'll go to the bench. Here come the Spurs, 35-20. Castle gets it into Vic down low against Mitchell Robinson. He'll pass it to Fox, who will shoot a 3 from the corner, but he's going to miss. Not a great shot. Here comes Brunson crossing the timeline. He crosses over against Dillon, but he can't get past him. Dillon is right with him. He's right on his hip all the way to the hole. Brunson is stopped, has to pick up his dribble, gets it to McBride. McBride covered by Castle. Castle comes right on his hip as well. He cannot get into the lane. He dribbles and passes it over to Shamet. There's 5 on the shot clock, 4 on the shot clock. Shamet will have to stop and shoot. He'll be short. Tipped by Vic, tipped by Mitchell, and unfortunately tipped by Dylan Harper out of bounds. There'll be a fresh 14 for the Knicks on the shot clock and 1:14 on the game clock. Good defensive sequence for the Spurs. Knicks will inbound. It's Brunson. He's looking for Anunoby, who's covered by Champagny. Swings it around to Mitchell Robinson way out by the three-point line. He can't shoot, so Vic doesn't really care. Now they switch. Vic is on Brunson, but he peels off. Oh, a deep shot from McBride. Way off. Crazy three-point attempt from Miles McBride that is way off from dead center with 1:02 to play. I guess they just had 2 on the shot clock. But that's where having a veteran point guard out there or your starter might have made a big difference. Okay, the Spurs will have the ball, 23 on the shot, 1 minute left in the game. The quarter. Castle crosses the logo, dribbles to the left, passes it to Vic, who pump fakes a 3 and tries to go at Mitchell. Mitchell, to his credit, stays with him. He's right up on him. Vic dribbles at him, spins, goes to the right-hand side and makes an unbelievable layup. Victor over Mitchell. No foul. 37-20. At the other end, Mitchell Robinson hits Victor in the chest. And Victor's going like this. Think, buddy, think at the guy. Oh, it's getting good now. 41.7 seconds to play. And that's going to be a foul on Mitchell Robinson, who was frustrated at the other end on the bucket. And he comes down this way, and he just hits Vic. Boom, right in the face with his forearm. He just hit Victor right in the face with his forearm, and that's going to be a foul for sure, my friends. Frustrated New Yorker. Vic is going like this. He's going like this. They're going to review it. But the Spurs look loose, happy, and in control of this game right now. Okay, there's 41.7 seconds to play here. They're showing Vic driving against Mitchell. He's double teamed and still spins and puts up a right-handed shot off the glass. He's so close. And as he's going back down, he's pointing to his own ear. And then he gets to the other end. And this guy hits him in the face. Does Mitchell Robinson. He's instantly called. Vic falls on the ground and claps. And goes like this. I'm in your head, buddy. That's amazing. This kid is only 22 years old. He's in the NBA Finals in Madison Square Garden. And he is performing like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar at 22. Or like the guys I've seen that I could compare him to. I'm not talking about his height right now. I'm talking about his skill set and his leadership and his performance. Kareem is who he reminds me of. I mean, I guess a lot of people think of his body type and think of Durant, but I just mean the way Kareem was with the skyhook and with like his mental game, his superiority of the mental game. So there's Spike Lee looking dejected. And I'm not sure what happened there. This might be an ejection for all I know. He hit him with his arm right in the face. So they ejected Vic for the same thing in the previous series. And they might. Vic is getting a shot here. I don't know if he's getting 2 shots. I can't see anything, which is a drag. I don't have play-by-play, so I can't tell you what actually happened here. These are the moments when my play-by-play are obviously less interesting. Vic makes the first free throw, though. He's getting 2, and I think they're getting the ball. So I think it's a 2 flagrant is what's happening here. After he scored at the other end already. So a situation like this is bad for the Knicks. Vic will hit that one. It'll be 39-20 with 41.7 seconds left, and the Spurs will have the ball. If that's a 2, I don't know if that means Mitchell is ejected from the game or not. Vic has 13 points on 5 of 7 and 3 boards. Here comes Champagny. He'll inbound to Fox. Fox is dribbling up top. He's got Anunoby on him, but now they switch, and it's Bridges. Bridges is playing with him. Fox will throw up the alley-oop for Luke. No, for Vic. Sorry. I thought that was Luke for a second there. Anyway, he threw the alley-oop up for Vic. It was knocked out of bounds by the Knicks. Here come the Spurs passing it in. It's to Vassell, who will shoot a sweet little jumper from the baseline. About a 15-foot jump shot from the baseline for Vassell, who is crisp right now. He is hitting. Here comes Jalen Brunson the other way. Oh, he stops and starts and stops and starts. And he gets Castle to hit him on a juke move. Jalen Brunson. Woo, boy. Spicy, spicy point guard play, baby. Look at the handles on Jalen Brunson. Hello, 3 viewers. I am the Road Spur. I'm just calling the game by audio. It's 41-20 as Jalen Brunson rattles in a free throw to make it a 20-point game. Hello, 2 viewers. Every time I acknowledge you guys, you leave. Okay, I'll stop looking at the chat. Jalen's 0 for 3 from the field and only has 3 points in 9 minutes. With 19.7 seconds to play in the first quarter, the Spurs lead by 19 points, and they'll have the last shot. They inbound. It's Fox bringing the ball up and over. 16-15 to play. He's at the logo. 13, 12, 10. Vic sets a pick for him, but they don't switch. Now he sets a second pick. And Fox will step back and shoot a 3. It'll hit the front rim and miss. 1 second on the clock. I don't know if he shoots a long one. Oh, he hits the rim. It was right on target. And OG Anunoby hit the rim. The Spurs have had a double-digit lead in the first quarter of all 4 games. Is that what it said? The Spurs have had a double-digit lead in all 4 games of the NBA Finals. And at the moment, they lead by 19. Let's take a look at the first half stats while they go to the long quarter break. It's 41-22 after 1 quarter. I'm sorry that I can't effectively call those situations where there are fouls because I'm not allowed to have audio. But let's take a look at some of these stats, why don't we? For the New York Knickerbockers, OG Anunoby has 7 on 1 for 3 from the field. Karl Anthony Towns has 1 3. No, he has 3 points. He's 1 of 1 from the field, but has made a free throw, so it's an and 1. Jalen Brunson has 4. Mikal Bridges has 5. For the Spurs, Champagny has 2. Vassell 10, 3 for 3 from the three-point line. Victor Wembanyama 9 on 4 of 6 shooting and 1 of 2 from the three-point line. Stephon Castle has 5. De'Aaron Fox 5. Dylan Harper 2. Keldon Johnson 2. And the Spurs numbers are all positive in the plus-minus, while the Knicks numbers are all negative in the plus-minus, because the Spurs lead by 19 points in the first quarter. Team stats. The New York Knicks couldn't hit a barn door with a brick. They're 5 for 17 from the field, 29.4. That's good defense, folks, that's making that happen. The Spurs are 15 of 23, shooting 65% from the field, 6 of 10 from three-point range, 60%. The Knicks are 2 of 5, 40% from 3. The Knicks have shot more free throws. They're going in the lane. 10 of 12. Spurs are 5 of 5. The Knicks are out-rebounding the Spurs 10 to 8 and have more offensive rebounds. 3 as opposed to 1 for the Spurs. Defensive rebounds are equal at 7. Spurs are again out-assisting the Knicks 9 to 4. Both teams have a block. Spurs have 2 steals. Spurs have 10 points off turnovers, and the Knicks have 0 because the Spurs have yet to turn the ball over in this game. So that was about a perfect quarter for the San Antonio Spurs. You can't really ask for more than that. A 19-point lead, shooting 60% from the field, 65% from the field, 60% from 3, 5 of 5 from the line, 0 turnovers. That is about a perfect first quarter. And the young men seem like they know it. They are ready to go. Here come the Knicks. It'll be Jose Alvarado bringing it up against, is that Fox? Yes, it is. Fox is on him. He'll try to drive past him. He can't. Fox stays with him. He gets it to Towns. Towns covered by Carter Bryant now. He goes right by Bryant. But Vic's in the lane, so he has to swing it out to OG. OG around to Alvarado, over to Shamet. Back to OG in the corner. And OG Anunoby will hit the 3 from the corner. That was interesting because Towns got down there and thought he could keep going, and there was Vic to stop him. Here comes Harper around to Champagny. Over to Fox, a wide open 3. He will hit that. Let's go. See, the trust is there. 11:15. Well, the quarter just started. Jose Alvarado up ahead to Towns. Towns covered by Vic. He tries to bounce pass it on the cutting, and the ball is intercepted by Victor Wembanyama. That'll be another steal. He gets it to Derek. Derek to Wembanyama, back to Harper. Harper dribbling. He picks up his dribble, gets it to Vic in the paint. He's covered by a very short kid. Swings it all the way out to Harper. Harper around to Champagny, over to Fox. Boy, Alvarado is leaning on Victor. This guy, Jose Alvarado, is being a real asshole right now. I mean, he's just pushing, shoving. He's much shorter. He's about 2 feet shorter, it seems like. 1.5 feet shorter. If Vic is 7'4" and this guy's 6'4", he's a foot shorter. And he's just shoving him and pushing him. And then he grabs his leg and pushes him backwards. And that's going to be a foul on the floor. Yeah, they are frustrated by Victor Wembanyama, I'll tell you that. They don't know how to defend him, so now they're resorting to all kinds of tactics, and that's not going to fly. Forgot to count the 3 by Fox, which was precious. We have yet another official review. Another reason why I can't sit here watching these bloody games, because the NBA is not fun like it used to be. It's constant stoppage of play, official reviews. I mean, there's so little basketball. Jose Alvarado is just shoving Victor like that. He's just like hitting him. He's a foot shorter than him, and he's like grabbing his leg and like. Then he grabbed his leg like this and threw him on the ground. What a little wuss, dude. Jose Alvarado, a little scumbag. You little scumbag. Can't play real basketball, huh? He's too tall. He's too tall, though. But he's too tall, though. Will it take your lickings, you little... What did I say? Spurs in 5. That's not possible, is it? Well, I was wrong, folks. Spurs can't win in 5. I'm wrong a lot. It happens. Right now, though, they just look like the better team. It's not even close. The Knicks are resorting to all kinds of tactics in an attempt to stop what is a well-honed machine that the Spurs have built that we have watched all year long. As the Road Spur, I have documented this on I only do one social, and that's Blue Sky, because there's no ads and it's open source. And at the end, I plan to take this entire document of the season and produce something with it. I'm not sure what, but something. That's why I'm calling the games as well. I won't be doing this again ever. I won't be ever using Blue Sky to live tweet the games or live post them or call the games again. This is just because this season has been so spectacularly interesting on so many counts. And in particular, the tallest count being that of Victor Wembanyama, who will now go to the line as the challenge fails by the Knicks. As it rightfully should fail. He literally turned around, grabbed Vic's leg. His head was at Vic's belly. And he grabbed his leg and picked him up and put him on the ground. So when the defense is resorting to this kind of a tactic, Vic has... Let's see here. Well, he has 14 on 5 of 7 and 3 of 3 from the free throw line, does Vic. 48, 25, 10:37 to play. Here's Jalen Brunson. He's got Harper on him. Immediately, there's a foul called. Man, it's just unwatchable. They don't even play the game. Side out to the Knicks as there's a foul on, I guess, Harper. I don't know. Harper's going, what is going on? Look, our guards are bigger than their guards, and they're starting to realize it. Our guys are taller and stronger. Okay, Brunson has it against Champagny after it's inbounded. He tries to go around him around the right-hand side, steps back and shoots about an 18-footer. It's going to front rim and miss. But down low, Towns gets the rebound and powers up and makes the bucket. And he'll get an end one opportunity, and he screams and pumps his fist because he finally feels like the action is happening. He is being hammered by Carter Bryant under the basket on the rebound. And he pump fakes, and Carter goes over him and fouls him. Our 20-year-old rookie Carter Bryant will be called for that every time against Karl Anthony Towns. He's looking around like, no. I mean, the Spurs certainly wouldn't challenge that. Towns will swish the and one. Very nice. Crazy to compare him to the other 7-footer. All right, here comes Fox, covered by Shamet. He'll get it to the timeline. Vic is setting a pick for him, but he'll play through it. Now he'll peel, but they'll get it to Champagny and back to Fox. Vic sets another pick. Fox curls around that, gets it all the way across to Champagny. He'll shoot a wide-open 3, front rims. Oh, Carter almost had the rebound, but he missed it. Here come the Knicks the other way. Brunson driving fast and hard all the way down the lane and score. They had a 3-on-3, but nobody can take care of Jalen Brunson. He is just too good. Can't stop the ball. Here come the Spurs. It is 48-30. Fox has it way up high, covered by Shamet. He dribbles, directs traffic. He gets Vic to set a pick for him, then flips it out to Dylan Harper, who will shoot a 3, and he's going to hit that. Wow, Dylan Harper just having an incredible finals. Nobody expected this kid at this age to be able to perform like this. He is so clutch. Brunson driving on Vic, goes baseline, then spins it all the way around to McBride, who will shoot a 3 with Fox on him right in his face. He'll front rim and miss. Vic gets the rebound, gets it to Dylan Harper. Dylan Harper coming the other way. Goes behind the back against Brunson. Picks up his dribble. Cross court to Carter. Carter Bryant will shoot a 3 and hit that. What a wide open shot for Carter Bryant, and he just splashes it. The thing we asked him to do was to be Right? 3 and D. That's what there are for. The long guys play defense and shoot the 3, and he just did exactly that. Brunson against Fox. Stops, picks up his dribble, tries to put up a shot, and splashes it. No foul. He was trying to get a foul, but he couldn't. Vic inbounds to Fox. Fox at the logo. He's directing traffic, telling Vic to go down over there. Champagny sets a pick for him. Now he gets it to Champagny. Champagny will look at the 3 and shoot and hit it. Julian Champagny makes a 3, and that's going to be great news for the Spurs if he gets hot. Okay, here come the Knicks. It is McBride to Towns. Towns has Carter Bryant on him. He whips it over to OG Anunoby on the baseline, who drives against Dylan Harper. He got by Vic, drove all the way down, and is fouled by Harper at the hole. Sorry, I'm not really keeping track of the score tonight either. I think I'm too into the game to call the game. OG Anunoby drove right down the baseline, planted, went to do a reverse on the other side of the bucket, and was fouled, barely bumped into by Dylan. But, of course, we all know how OG does. The flopper in the Western Conference is named SGA. The flopper in the Eastern Conference is named OGA. That's what I learned during the finals. Okay, some wholesale changes here at the 8-minute 26 mark. San Antonio boy Jordan Clarkson will come in for the New York Knicks. Victor Wembanyama will go to the bench for the San Antonio Spurs. That'll bring Luke Cornett into the game. Vassell will enter for Harper. And 8:26 to play, 14 on the shot clock. It'll be Knicks ball. Brunson with Carter Bryant on him. Inbounds, looking, gets it to Mikal Bridges. Bridges way up at the three-point line, is not covered. Rotates it to Jordan Clarkson. There's nobody out there. Clarkson will take a wide-open 3, but it rattles in and out. Carter Bryant gets the rebound, gets it over to Castle. Castle bringing it up over the timeline. He dribbles, goes to the left. He's got Hart on him. Now he crosses over in front of him, goes all the way down the lane, then flips it back to Champagny, who will shoot another 3. He's short, front rims it. It'll bounce off, and Hart will get the rebound, throw the long outlet to Clarkson. Clarkson's all the way down at the other end. Champagny's right in his face, but Clarkson will make the layup on the cherry-picked outlet pass. Oh, and the Spurs do the exact same. Going the other way, Carter Bryant, nobody covered him, and Castle finds him from outside past the three-point line for a dunk, alley-oop dunk. What a pass. Brunson now gets it to Hart. Hart cross-court pass to Clarkson. Clarkson covered by Champagny. Drives all the way down the hole, but he's stopped there. Flips over to Brunson. Brunson around to Bridges. Bridges pump fakes at the 3. Goes in for a 2. He rims in and out, but it's rebounded by Towns. He'll go up, and there's a foul on the floor. I think that's going to be against Karl Anthony Towns going over the back of Luke Cornett. And if so, it'll be his third. Wow, that was a half-court length alley-oop pass from Stephon Kessel to Carter Bryant. Okay, Kessel comes down. He's crossing the timeline. He gets it over to Champagny. He's wide open, takes a step to the left, and shoots the 3 and misses it long. Rebounded by Clarkson, but Carter Bryant is fighting him for the ball, and he makes the steal. He goes into the hole, but he's blocked by Towns at the hole. He tried to go 1-on-3 against the Knicks. The rookie did. He's still laying on the ground under the basket. Now he comes back. Jalen Brunson covered by Champagny. He's dribbling on the outside at the left-hand side. He's directing traffic, telling Towns to get past Cornett. Cornett and Towns are pushing and shoving, and a foul is being called on Luke Cornett for all the pushing and the shoving. Wow, Carter Bryant got that ball away from Jordan Clarkson, and then all he saw was a chance to dunk, and he went up strong against Karl Anthony Towns. And Towns went up with both hands like this and blocked that shot. Great job by Karl Anthony Towns. Now they're going to call a foul here as Luke went to the floor. With 7 minutes left, Karl Anthony Towns will have to go to the bench. The Knicks will inbound. They get it to Mitchell Robinson, who gets it back to Brunson, covered by Vassell. He takes a crazy three-point shot with 8 seconds on the shot clock, and he's going to hit the 3. But I'm not sure what's going on. He's complaining. The refs are complaining. Nobody knows what's going on. They're going to review it. I don't understand what happened there. Look, again, it's stopped. What is the point? This is such a drag, dude. The NBA is a drag. That whole place and all their corporate sponsors, they're probably losing viewers like crazy right now. 25 points down, the Knicks. And all those celebrities sitting there just like this. Just sitting there. He's saying I shot the ball. Brunson's saying I shot the ball. I shot the ball. But guess what? Another chance for commercials, friends. Jeez Louise. The stupid, corporate, horrible, corrupt, bullshit American sports. Oh, well, FIFA's the same. All sports are the same. Bullshit. The National Boarding Association had a commercial break, as usual, as we discover whether or not there was a foul or whether or not it's out of bounds on someone else. Or I mean, if it's going to be like this, what am I doing this for? The Spurs are up 25 with 6:56 to play in the first half. I don't need subscribers, Lindsay. You can subscribe if you want or you can not. I don't care. I'm not looking for subscribers. I'm just doing this for myself. But thank you. That's nice. I'm not really trying to get subscribers. I'm just a person who watches the Spurs and has for many years, and I'm practicing doing, radio. So that's all this is. Man, another long ass commercial break, huh? Later, years from now or something, you should watch this. Because the way I'm doing it is I don't listen to any TV or radio. I don't watch any channels. I don't watch ESPN. I don't listen to Charles Barkley or anybody else. I don't watch ESPN, none of that. I just watch basketball. And so what I notice when I'm calling these games is that there's just very little basketball. It's just in 1 hour of sitting here, there's more commercials than there are basketball moments. And that's just not enjoyable, to be honest. The Spurs are realizing that the Knicks are not going to be able to do this. And so if they're going to run with them. Why not? They're up 25 points. Mitchell Robinson breaks a free throw. Oh, my God. That was such a bad shot. The Spurs have 7 different players with 3-point field goals today. And the Knicks are 3 of 8 from the 3-point line. Mitchell Robinson lines up the second one. Front rims. Rebounded by Castle. Castle will come out. He's fouled immediately by Clarkson. So the Knicks are just going to foul immediately now and switch out their big man. So they just held him in the backcourt immediately. And in comes the German, Ariel Hukapotti. Ariel Hukapotti with the Knicks down 25 will try to cover Luke Cornett. Here comes Castle. He gets a pick from Cornett. They flip it over to Cornett, who gets it back to Castle. Castle drives down the lane, flips it up, going for the alley-oop, the corn on the lob. They went right at Hukapoti. To his credit, he knocked it out of bounds. The corn on the lob is what they call the White Castle. The White Castle is when Castle alley-oops to Luke Cornett, also known as the corn on the lob. OG Anunoby is going to come back in for Jordan Clarkson. Dylan Harper is back out there now for the Spurs. Castle gets it to, oh no, a lazy pass intercepted by Brunson. He'll go the other way and he'll make a layup. He tried to draw a foul before the layup too. He's so clever, so crafty, that Jalen Brunson. Lazy pass there, intercepted. Castle now coming back. He's got Brunson on him. He swings it over to Champagny, who looks at a three but doesn't take it. Back to Castle. Castle covered by Brunson. He's going to dribble at him right to the hole. Very bad shot. Blocked by Hukapoti. Then at the other end, Brunson will score again. That was a really terrible 1-on-3 layup attempt. The thing I was complaining about in the other games by Castle there. And he's blocked by Hukapoti. Is that his name? Ariel Hukapoti. I don't know how that's not a walk, by the way, by Jalen Brunson. They're showing the Brunson layups. 2 quick layups by Jalen Brunson, and just like that, it's a 19-point game. No, sorry. Is that right? Yeah. 21-point game. And another break in the action. All right, well, this is stupid and boring, so I'm going to stop, and I'll come back in the second half. Thank you if you joined me. Have a pleasant rest of your half, because this is just too boring.